A simple mindset will change the way you think, choose, and move for the rest of your life. Because it doesn't just help you live better. It helps you become stronger, more disciplined, and more trustworthy every single day. You see, most people live trapped in a loop of overthinking, emotional noise, and fear of what might go wrong. But a simple mindset cuts through all that. It brings clarity. It silences the mental chaos. It gives you back control. When you train your mind to focus only on what matters, you stop reacting and start responding. You stop chasing and start building. You stop doubting and start moving with confidence. This isn't about being perfect. It's about being present. It's about seeing what's real, cutting out what's useless, and choosing action over anxiety. Because once you simplify your mindset, everything changes. Your focus sharpens, your energy returns. Your time finally feels like it's yours again. And that's what this video is about. Not just changing your life, but changing how you think about your life so you can live it on your terms. So if you've been stuck, distracted, overwhelmed, or just tired of feeling like your day runs you instead of the other way around, this message is for you. Tap like if that hits home. Hit subscribe to the Stoic Tide so you never miss a moment of clarity again. Let's begin. 1. Accept reality before you try to fix it. Don't start with what do I want. Start with what is the truth. That single shift in mindset is the foundation of every strong, grounded. When you resist reality because it doesn't match your expectations, you don't just delay progress, you blind yourself. And when you're blind, you walk in circles, calling it effort. We've all been there. You want peace, but your mind is screaming. You want control, but your actions are driven by impulse. You want growth, but you're still clinging to how things should have been. That's the trap. Your first task is to name it. Because reality is not your enemy. Denial is. You want to calm your mind? Do you want inner peace? Then stop lying to yourself about what's going on. Simplicity starts with truth. It's not the fancy rituals or perfect habits. It's the courage to say, this is where I am right now, even when it hurts. The mind becomes powerful when it aligns with what's real. When you stop needing things to be different just to feel okay, that's the core of emotional discipline. That's how you stop the constant distraction, the time anxiety, the fear of falling behind. And that's not an insult. That's your starting point. Those stories sound like reflections, but they're not. They're noise, mental clutter that blocks the signal of action. Epictetus said, "It's not events that disturb us, but our judgment about them." Stop negotiating with reality. Start observing it. Because the moment you accept things as they are, you unlock the ability to move forward with purpose. You stop pouring energy into imaginary battles and start investing it into real change. Sit down and name the facts. No judgment. No spin, just the truth. Say it out loud if you need to. This is my situation. Don't chase what's next before you fully face what is. Because the future you want doesn't grow from avoidance, it grows from awareness. And that's the mindset that changes everything. 2. Train your focus like a sword or muscle. Every behavior begins with attention. Where you place it decides what grows in your life. Most people don't lack talent, discipline, or even opportunity. They lack the ability to focus. Not because they're weak, but because they never trained it. In a world designed to fracture your attention into 1,000 pieces, being able to hold your mind steady is no longer optional. It's survival. It's about choosing what matters and choosing it again and again. And just like that, you spend your days reacting instead of creating, waiting instead of moving, wanting instead of building. You start by subtracting what doesn't deserve your focus. This is the mindset that changes everything. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You become what you give your attention to." That's not a metaphor, it's a warning. Now think of it like this. A warrior doesn't bring their sword to every fight. They bring it to the right one. Likewise, you must train your focus not to attack everything, but to direct it where growth happens. Reading instead of scrolling, planning instead of worrying, creating instead of consuming. It's not about being perfect, it's about being deliberate. Try this for the next hour. Choose one thing and one thing only, and give it your full attention. No split screen, no backup tab, just presence. Watch what happens. At first, your mind will resist, but that's how you know you're training. Over time, this becomes a habit of strength. You'll notice more, think clearly, waste less, and most importantly, you'll start to live with intention. This mindset isn't flashy. It doesn't promise instant results, but it builds something rare in this world: inner stillness. When you train your focus, you gain something deeper than productivity. You gain power over your day. You stop living reactively and start leading yourself. That's when life changes. Not because you did more, but because you mastered the one thing that controls everything else: attention. 3. Don't let emotions drive your decisions. Stoic teaches that emotions are not the enemy, but a tool that must be trained and tamed. The problem begins when that tool picks up the sword and leads the charge. A hurt ego lashes out. That's when we spiral. That's when we make choices that sabotage the very life we're trying to build. You want clarity. You want progress. You want peace. But if your mind is hijacked by emotional noise, you'll keep mistaking reactivity for action. You'll keep reacting to things that don't even matter in the long run. They let the wave pass. They act from stillness, not heat. In today's world, the ability to stay calm isn't a bonus. It's a requirement. Everything is built to trigger you. The news, the algorithm, the noise around you. If you let emotions sit in the driver's seat, your days become reactions, not creations. The Stoics didn't suppress emotion, they mastered it. They knew it was there, but they chose not to be owned by it. That's the mindset that changes how you move through life. You stop needing to prove something. You stop chasing emotional highs. You stop fearing emotional lows. You shift from emotional slavery to emotional freedom. That's what inner peace looks like. Not the absence of emotion, but the ability to sit with it, question it, and respond with clarity. There are moments you'll feel the urge to yell, run, quit, or confess. But those are moments to breathe, to wait, to center. Let the body heat cool. Let the thought pass through without attachment. You don't need to silence the emotion. You just need to stop letting it run your life. Start practicing small. The next time someone cuts you off in traffic, or your boss says something triggering, or you feel like everything is against you, pause. Just pause. Let that space grow between emotion and action. That's your freedom. That space is where power lives. You don't owe the world your instant reaction. You owe yourself your highest response, and that response begins in silence. So train that space, grow it, return to it, and soon you'll see the less you react, the more you control. Not others, but yourself. And once you control yourself, the world starts to shift. 4. Detach from what you can't control. If you tie your happiness to what you cannot govern, disappointment will follow you like a shadow. Most suffering doesn't come from pain itself. It comes from resisting outcomes we can't command. A flight delay, a boss's mood, someone else's opinion, the weather, the market, even the love we wish would stay. None of it bends to our will. On one side, what's up to us? Our effort, our mindset, our choices. On the other side, everything else. When you blur that line, you suffer needlessly. You feel like you failed when things don't go your way, even if you acted with excellence. But if you focus only on what you can control, you reclaim your peace. You move through life like a steady flame, not swayed by the wind, not grasping for smoke. You can walk away. That's detachment. It's not weakness, it's wisdom. Not apathy, but precision. It's the decision to act fully and let go gracefully. The modern world trains us to chase everything: results, people, outcomes, validation. But chasing creates a subtle fear. A fear that if we stop running, everything will fall apart. That fear drives poor decisions. It leads to micromanaging relationships, obsessing over timelines, and forcing outcomes that aren't ready. And ironically, that neediness pushes the very things we want further away. That's why the simple mindset, detach from what you can't control, is powerful because it flips the script. It says, I will show up fully, but I will not be owned by outcomes. The Stoics weren't cold or indifferent. They simply understood that desire without boundaries becomes slavery. To want love is human. To try to control love is misery. To care about your career is wise. To panic every time something delays your progress is not. The peace you seek doesn't come from making life bend. It comes from bending your expectations toward reality. You do your part, then let it go. Here's a practice. The next time something doesn't go your way, pause, ask, was this ever in my control? If not, breathe. Step back, refocus on what is yours, your next move, your thoughts, your attitude. You'll find that peace isn't something you chase. It's what shows up when you stop gripping so tightly. So today, loosen your grip. Act with intention, not attachment. Let the world move how it will while you stand anchored, not passive, not weak, just grounded in what is real. Because your mind becomes powerful the moment it stops chasing shadows and starts walking in light. 5. Say no to useless pleasure. True freedom is the power to say no to pleasures that feel good but slowly rot your discipline. Think of it this way. A man who can't turn down the second donut isn't free. He's polite about his prison, but a prisoner nonetheless. We live in a culture that equates happiness with indulgence. The more you binge, the more you're winning. But look closer. That extra slice of cake, the 5th hour of scrolling, the weekend lost to comfort. What do they actually give you? A moment of sugar, a dose of dopamine, and then guilt, fog, and distraction. The cycle repeats, and we call it normal. The Stoics had a different definition of happiness. To them, pleasure wasn't the goal. It was a test. Can you sit with discomfort? Can you say no when your body screams yes? Can you walk past what tempts you because your vision is stronger than your cravings? That's where power begins. It's not sexy. It won't trend, but it's the quiet seed of a life you control. Let's step back. Pleasure in itself isn't the enemy. A meal with loved ones, a good book, a quiet sunset. These bring joy. The problem is an excess independence. When your peace relies on comfort, you're already losing it. You need one more show to feel okay, one more drink to feel relaxed, one more hour to feel rested. It's a chasing game, and the more you chase, the less you feel alive. There's a simple mindset shift that changes everything. Not everything that feels good is good for you. Let that sink in. Discipline isn't just about saying no to pain. It's about saying no to fake comfort. When you stop needing the soft pillow of momentary ease, you discover the hard floor of inner peace. You wake up clearer. You act faster. You decide rather than drift. Pleasure becomes a choice, not a chain. Imagine your mind like a room. Every time you say yes to useless pleasure, you fill it with clutter. At first, it feels cozy. Then it's crowded. Then you can't breathe. But when you begin removing what's not essential, late night binges, endless dopamine hits, lazy distractions, you create space. And in that space, purpose lives, vision sharpens, energy returns. Many people fear saying no because they think it means losing joy, but it's the opposite. You're not rejecting joy, you're upgrading it. You're trading sugar highs for strength, trading quick relief for deep confidence. You're not numbing pain, you're growing through it. That's what builds the version of you you've been chasing. So here's the practice. Tonight, when the urge comes, one more episode, one more scroll, one more bite. Pause, breathe. Ask yourself, does this serve who I'm becoming? If the answer is no, walk away. Not in anger, not in guilt, but in quiet mastery. You'll sleep better, you'll wake clearer. And in time, you'll feel a different kind of pleasure. The pleasure of knowing you're finally in control. 6. Stick to one clear path, even if you walk it alone. The long road doesn't test your speed. It tests your ability to keep walking when no one claps, when no one notices, and when no one believes in your direction but you. Most people don't quit because they're weak. They quit because they get distracted. They start something with intention, but the moment someone else questions it or something shinier shows up, they swerve. They abandon the hard, invisible work for the instant dopamine of being seen or liked. But there's a cost to that detour: your identity. Because every time you bend your path for someone else's comfort, you lose a piece of who you are. This is why most dreams never materialize. It's not that pain disappears or doubt goes away. It's that those things no longer get to vote. When you decide that your path is yours, not up for debate, not subject to applause, you begin to walk with power, not hesitation. It helps to think of your life like carving a sculpture. Each stroke shapes something invisible into something meaningful. But if you keep switching between tools, or worse, start sculpting based on the voices in the crowd, you'll never finish. Worse, you'll forget what you were even trying to carve in the first place. The Stoics taught that self-direction is freedom. Not in doing whatever you feel like in the moment, but in doing what your higher self has committed to, regardless of momentary feelings. That's what it means to walk your path. You have to train yourself to love the silence that comes with focus. And this is where the mindset that changes everything begins. You don't need everyone to walk with you. You just need the strength to walk straight. Every day, remind yourself your path is sacred. It doesn't have to be crowded. It just has to be true. So walk it with clarity. Walk it with discipline. Walk it even if you walk it alone. 7. Respond slowly, but act sharply. Life throws punches, people test you, deadlines press in, and everywhere you look, someone's telling you to move fast and break things. But when your mind is noisy and reactive, speed isn't power, it's chaos. What you truly need is control, precision, the ability to respond like a still lake, not a boiling pot. There's a calmness you can train, and once you have it, every reaction becomes a decision, not a reflex. Your life needs the same sharp focus. In arguments, in business, in personal goals, you don't need to react to every distraction. You need to develop response discipline. This shift begins with a simple practice. Pause, one breath before the reply, one moment of clarity before the decision. It sounds small, but it changes everything. Because when you stop reacting emotionally, you start responding intelligently. But watch closely. True power moves quietly. It's not in a rush, it's in the timing. In a culture that rewards noise, stillness becomes your superpower. What you want doesn't come when you chase it anxiously. It comes when your mind is still and your actions are sharp. So the next time you feel provoked, pulled, or pressured, don't jump. Wait. Let your clarity grow. Let your reactions slow. And when you do act, make it count. 8. Use everything life gives you, even the hard things. Not everything that happens to you is good, but you can become better because of it. That's the shift. That's the mindset. And yet, if you're willing, everything life throws at you, yes, even the mess, the loss, the heartbreak, can become fuel. It can forge something unshakable within you. We've been taught to avoid pain, to resist discomfort, to wish hard moments away as if they don't belong. But what if the exact moments you want to forget are the ones you're meant to use? What if strength isn't found in the absence of hardship, but in your ability to turn hardship into meaning? Epictetus was born a slave. Marcus Aurelius led during plague and war. They didn't chase comfort. They practiced presence. They didn't crumble under hardship. They turned it into training.